Cheers. Oh shit, sorry.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me, Jenny. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll see you guys soon. Ciao. Oh my god, terus ya.
Rabak.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Inspiring Tales. And we are here today with Chef Min, founder and owner of the Social Outcast. So we are here also today.
Should I eat this?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah, talking about that, what do we have here in front of us actually?
We have a lot of hot sauces, and we sell hot sauces from Mexico. So today, we're gonna have the hot sauce challenge. You interview me, we eat hot sauce.
So we're gonna spice things up today, like literally spice things up by eating. How many levels are there actually?
There's no levels, bro.
There's no levels. So
Yeah.
there's different type of spice.
Mexican don't have any levels. No. It's either hot or spicy, or you're gonna go and die, kind of. Yeah. Only the locals do that. You know what? I'm gonna try one. God damn.
So for every question, we have to dip into that sauce.
Oh.
So which one do we start?
Should we
off
start?
first?
Oh.
From here?
Oh,
So this is the Cholula hot sauce.
Yes. This
So
is from
this
Mexico.
is from Mexico. So this is the mild one. Like what? How hot is
This
it?
is not so spicy, man. If you eat chili padi, we can handle that shit.
Because to be honest, I don't really
Okay.
eat.
Can ask me the
spicy
question,
food.
man. Let's go. I mean, shall we start?
Let's start.
Right. I saw that shit coming up from your
Yeah.
mouth just now.
Right. Okay. So let's start talking about the Social Outcast.
Right.
When and where did you actually started the Social Outcast?
We started in June 2019 at a coffee shop. I got midlife crisis, decided to quit my job and set up a business, understanding how to build a brand in under 5 years, so that we know how to build a brand from scratch, we know how to set up a business, and then finally we will try to exit out in the next few years, maybe overseas.
See, so that was the initial plan.
I didn't eat, but I answered the question. Sorry.
Yeah. So that was the initial plan. So that is.
It is still the plan.
It is still the current plan. So you started. Why a coffee shop or hawker? It was a hawker, right?
Yes, it is a coffee shop hawker. Maybe you just ask, you haven't eat first, you eat first.
Okay, I eat first.
Okay,
What's
this one
this?
is the Nagin hot sauce, bird eye bomb.
Oh
This one
my
is
God.
6 out of 10. Okay?
6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh my god.
I forgot.
Okay.
I forgot the question. Can you ask again?
You're already feeling the heat. Yeah. Why did you start up from coffee shop? And where was the coffee shop actually?
I wasn't a chef before this.
What were you actually?
I was in the education line, but as a chef, I have never gone into any. Am I sweating?
A bit.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the heat, bro. I'm feeling the heat also.
Yeah. So, yes, I need tissue. So,
When you mention education, what kind of education?
okay, I started from education industry. I had a midlife crisis in terms of, I'm from the education industry, and in general, I wasn't a trained chef. So, I need to start somewhere from a ground level. I need to understand how does my food be able to be in the market. Cooking for families and cooking for friends, it's pretty much easy. Everyone's gonna say your food is good. To actually have someone paying for your food and scrutinizing it, now that's a challenge. So I need to start somewhere that is easy entry-level market.
So how was the start in 2019?
Eat, don't forget.
I should try a different sauce.
Okay, let's go this one.
So
So this one is
bird's
what
eye
we
and-
sell here is the Smoky Ghost. This one is 8 out of 10.
Oh my god, you don't have 7. I skipped from 6 to. Okay, fine.
This is the Smoky Ghost. Ooh yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Can you repeat your question again?
Okay.
I am.
Okay. Okay.
What? What was the question?
Yeah. Why a coffee shop? And where was the coffee shop again?
It's Tampines Street 22.
My I see.
It's at a coffee shop. The coffee shop is at Tampines Street 22. Sorry. I try again.
So you mentioned that it was a midlife crisis. Like what do you mean by midlife crisis?
I guess a lot of people start businesses for a lot of reasons. To do what they want because of passion, because there's a niche in the market, because there are many reasons to start a business. For me, generally, I want to live.
Okay.
That's the main reason. I feel that being in the corporate world for almost a decade, actually more than a decade, I feel that we are surviving. We are not really living. There was a death of a close one that leads me to make also this jump.
Okay.
And to realize that all this while I've been running so hard, so fast, so far. Someone asked me, what am I running for? I forgot why I'm running for. You get what I mean? Yeah. So in order for me to get into an overseas market, I need to understand how to build a brand from scratch.
Yeah.
And able to penetrate both the halal and non-halal industry at the same time. If I can do it in Singapore, which is very competitive, very difficult, I can do it in any part of the world.
So after at the coffee shop in 2019, right?
Don't forget here.
Yeah. What is this?
This is habanero.
It's not even a sauce.
Yeah.
How is this a sauce?
No, take this.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have to break it.
This is called.
The whole thing.
This is the fried serrano chili with heirloom hibiscus flower. Good luck.
It's a what?
I forgot what I said.
Why?
So guys, if this is what happened when you have 2 interviews with men, we forgot a lot of things.
Wait, why did we decide to do this again?
Yes,
Started in the coffee shop, 2019. How long
Why
were
are you
you in
squinting
the...
your eyes?
Because of obvious reason. So when did you actually shift to? After that, you guys actually went to Simpang Bedok, right? Right, at the level 2, Simpang Bedok. So how long were you in the hawker in 2019? How long were you guys there? And what made you guys shift to Simpang Bedok?
I feel that we got lucky. In Tampines, generally, we got featured by Straits Time,
Chef Louis, yeah.
Chef Louis. We got featured by Food King. All these are, we didn't pay for them to come down. We kind of broke into the market with a lot of micro food reviewers. I feel that at that point, we outgrew the coffee shop. I think at one point, we got a lot of, the amount of smoke that we are generating, because we started out wood fire, the amount of smoke we generated was a bit too hard for the coffee shop itself. And of course, the queues are ridiculously long. I think at one point people had to wait for 1 hour plus for a burger. It spills over to the road. I think police has to come and manage the crowd and all that. I don't think it's healthy.
All this in a coffee shop?
All this in a coffee shop. Look, it's Tampines Street 22, right? Yeah. It's a godforsaken coffee shop. And you have Caucasian coming in and drinks and eat at that coffee shop is remarkable. Yeah, so we outgrew that coffee shop. We shift on into a bigger unit as a hawker at Simpang Bedok, opposite Spice, right, on top of that, the second floor, Bedok Marketplace.
So how was it in Simpang Bedok then?
Unfortunately, COVID happened during that period. It was, we went on at July 2021.
2021.
2020, yeah.
2020.
Yeah, July 2020. So COVID happened, and then we started out without any form of electricity because that time was circuit breaker and all the government businesses, non-essentials, are not allowed to go out and work and all that. So we started off quite difficult with just water without electricity.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
so how do you guys even survive that period?
I feel that it was quite taxing because, oh yeah, we forgot. Yeah.
Before I forgot. It's a new one.
This is the chili habanero.
Chili habanero.
Extra picante.
What's that?
I have no idea.
Picante sounds cute but scary at the same time.
It's
okay.
Not bad lah. Anyway. What was the question again?
What was the question? Wait, what was the question again? What was the question? You guys were in Simpang Bedok, right? Then COVID happened in 2020, right? So how do you guys survive?
Wait, is the aircon on?
Yeah. How did how did you guys survive
You want
the
tissue?
COVID period? Yeah.
How do we survive the COVID period? I feel that in terms of, okay, to be honest, right, apart from the food, during that period, it's about marketing. It's the marketing game. So what we did was we did the opposite way of a lot of people. During that period, a lot of people are going into kind of negative feelings or postings where clap for nurses. A lot of people are unhappy because can't go out, can't get food. A lot of people are unhappy because they are trapped in their house. So and so closed down. So a lot of businesses are shutting down their shutters. Every time you open social media, right, something bad happened. Somebody died, be it in local or overseas news.
Everything was negative. Yeah.
Everything was negative. So what we did was we switch up. Those days that I can't open for business, right? I went there and do my R&D, and I actually videos all the R&D that I look at the glass half full instead of half empty. So what we did is I have now X number of days for me to create new menus without the expectation of customers walking in. So that's what we did. We showcased all our R&Ds. We had fun. We played. We laughed. I think that is a breath of fresh air for a lot of people. That's the marketing game that we're going. We go the opposite direction of the marketing. Instead of go like, hi, please support so-and-so business, please support because they're struggling. We did it our way in terms of we don't give a shit. Yeah.
So how was the outcome?
The outcome is you're gonna have one more drink. This one
God, I thought
is
I could escape.
chili habanero.
Chili habanero.
Yeah. Just black salsa, man. Come on. It's an easy thing. You know what? Fuck it. Here we go. Hey, can I open?
Is
Never
any,
mind. Yeah, not enough. Give more. He need more.
you need more. How about I combine this and this? Combine this and this. And combine some of this.
Oh yeah.
Combine some of this.
Yeah. Nah, one come on.
Yeah, you. Okay, okay. Oh my.
If you got stomach ache tonight,
Oh my god. No, that's a bit too much.
Right. Come on, man. Don't be a whoosh.
Look at that. What in the world is this? No, I got.
Shook. You should have more.
Okay, wait. Before I continue, I need to top up. But before I top up, can I know what this is actually? This drink.
This is kombucha.
Okay, what is kombucha?
It's like kombucha, but in juke. Sorry, there was a joke. Sorry.
Okay, so what?
Censored. I cannot juke.
So what is this?
Kombucha is it's a drink that's fermented with raw honey.
Raw honey. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
So there's no sugar.
No sugar, but normally kombucha is with cane sugar, but this is no sugar, but just raw honey.
And it's hand brewed, I see. Hand brewed.
Yeah. This is hand brewed, and also it's number 18. Not because I'm in a gang, but this is my favorite number. It's my birthday. It's in 2 months' time in June. So if you, I appreciate any gifts and bread and cake.
18th June.
Yeah. Yeah. This one we wash down. There's a lot of fruity flavors on this one.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Getting old, right, is good for your immunity systems and all that. Not getting old, so must drink all the healthy drink.
So all this is available here.
All these are available at the Madman Company. So basically, Madman Company, right?
Yeah.
It's a collab that we did with this company. Social Outcast is right inside there.
Yeah.
Basically, we powered the food and drinks for the Madman Company. They sell a lot of retail sauces that is halal, hot sauces from Mexico's, and like I said, the a la carte menu inclusive of our burgers that we brought back from Bedok and Tampines. We brought it back here, so we are powering the food where burgers are and a lot of other small little a la carte.
Awesome.
I lost my line. I can't feel my tongue.
Same. But it's
Can I get
nice at the same time. It's spicy, but it's nice.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
My ass gonna work hard tonight.
Yeah. After that, you guys actually went to Grandstand.
Correct.
Right?
I feel that when we were in Bedok Marketplace, right, we were doing a lot of smoked meat. We were doing a lot of beef brisket, beef ribs, bone marrow. We were doing far greater than a normal hawker would have done. We have even wagyu and oyster from Japan, the marketplace. We have dry aged meat platter. I feel that at that point, right, I think we are ready for restaurant. We have clients coming in. spending $100 on a Wagyu platter at a coffee shop, I think we are ready. So that's the reason why we jumped. I think for even in the halal market during that period in 2019, 2020, right? It's very difficult to find a smoked meat. It's difficult to find a barbecue ribs or brisket out there. I not that I know of, I haven't found any, but I would like to believe that we were one of the first few movers of going into that industry.
To smoke with actual wood fire.
Yeah, wood fire. But like I said, I'm very happy that now today at 2024, you can see a lot of the players inside the halal market is actually doing wood fire, smoked meats. I think the game has shifted. I think the level has risen. I think a lot of even non-Muslim people are standing up and watch how the Muslim and halal industry has shifted the game. From their normal typical fish and chips and pasta.
That was then you guys actually opened up in Grandstand, which is your first restaurant. But what happened in Grandstand? Because currently you guys are at East Coast Road. So how long was it in Grandstand? What happened actually in Grandstand?
Well, I forgot. Okay, so Grandstand is in September 2021. We shifted there. Again, the COVID issue haven't really ended during that period. There's still the flip-flop of packs of 2, packs of 5, back to packs of 3. Then, there's still a lot of things happen. We shifted into a 70-seater restaurant, full open kitchen. People can see the wood fire, how we are doing.
It's all live. Right?
Yeah, it's live cooking. With Grandstand, right, our target market generally consistently has always been a half and half, the non-Muslim and the Muslims. So down there at Bukit Timah, we have a fair share of Europeans around that area who stays at Bukit Timah area, who's a fan of us. We shifted from burger, we stopped our burger there. In fact, we actually focus on pizza, we focus on our smoked meat and barbecue. We have foie gras, a lot of fine dining food that we actually... Now we are shifting the game for the next wave for here, right? Yeah. So we spend the whole 1 year trying to make sure that the project for the next project, we try it out. As you can see, what we did in Tampines, we have some items that is going to be appearing in Bedok. Some items in Bedok that is going to be appearing in Grandstand. And some item in Grandstand appears in where we are today. So I've always tested out one market up at every place that we go. So like I said, foie gras, we
have the R&D and all.
I mean, we shift out in the menu. We test if people will be appreciative of it. People will be able to understand, like Kegani crab. I have a Kegani crab that's from Japan, which is pretty much one of the most exclusive crab you can get out there. We tested out there, it worked. So we know that the market generally is able to accept what we are put forth, irregardless if it's halal or non-halal. Both receive it quite well. That's why the Grandstand. And what happened was, SLA took back the whole place. Unfortunately, we have invested heavily at that place. With hopes that we're gonna stay there for a bit before we are ready for casual fine dining. Unfortunately, the government situation like that happen in entrepreneurship. Sometimes what can go wrong will go wrong. So things happen. We have to pivot and we expedite our plan. Yeah.
So do you felt like maybe this is not for you and there were no plans to open up another restaurant in another location, or you guys straight away think, okay, so where's the next location gonna be?
This is a bit technical, so we need to make the return of investment to break even at that place. It will take at least another 2 to 3 years before the place fully break even. But unfortunately with this, we have to expedite everything. We do make a loss on this one.
Yeah.
It is something that we can't control no more. When government steps in, it's something that I can't. Obviously,
out of your control.
Yeah. Obviously, people out there, don't you figure out before you sign the contract.
Yep.
So what happened was, Grandstand. This is the backstory. Grandstand are always on renewal contract since the year 2000 or something. Who would have expected that in 2024 they say that, look, you get what I mean? So it has been going on for 20 over years. We assume that it's gonna go on again. You get what I mean? So we take that risk. It backfired, obviously. So Here we are today.
at East Coast Road
Correct.
right now. And I also realized that now in East Coast Road, the concept itself is really interesting. When I enter, I feel like I'm not in Singapore. I feel like I'm in Mexico because of all this, the vibe, the designs itself. But what stands out actually this small door behind us. Is there a reason why you actually did this small door?
I'm into short chicks. So
Sorry?
no. On a serious note, yeah, I like short chicks. So anyway, the door symbolizes the ancient Kyoto tea houses where it's small. Basically, for that, is my lips sweating?
A bit.
So, ancient samurai, ancient shogun, or ancient Japanese, in order for them to get into that small door, they have to remove their outerwear and swords and armor. So, if you see the Japanese, you watch the show Shogun, right? Their outerwear signifies their status quo.
I see.
So, in order for them to get in, because the door is small, they have to remove everything.
Correct.
And they have to bow in respect of the host of the place. To me, that is very important here in Singapore. I think we forgot a lot of, especially diners, we forgot that service industry people are still human beings.
Correct.
It's always the customer is always right game. You get what I mean? So,
There's no perfect waiter, there's no perfect
correct.
waitress.
So, to bow in respect of the host. Two, you remove it symbolizes that in the olden ways, you remove your outerwear status quo. When you are inside, it's a fair game. Regardless if you're a minister that walk through or you are just a normal layman, we will treat you the same in fairness of everybody, regardless of what you do for a living. So when you're inside, it's a fair game for everyone.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I have this question. When I actually came.
Why you stop eating?
Okay.
Right, any pause, huh? Yeah.
Is there any sauce that I
Where?
haven't
More
tried
sauce. This is bench.
yet? More sauce. Let's try this sauce.
No. Oh, lemon. Okay. Pour some more. We try the ghost pepper, huh?
What's your ghost weapon? Oh my god.
This looks like my egg. Look at that. Yeah.
I
Sorry.
think I should get Zikri, our videographer, to try. You wanna try? Come.
Okay, we try other thing. Oh. This one is good stuff, bro. Let's level shit up.
Oh my god. Okay. That's enough.
Try lah, try.
try.
Yeah. It'd be great if you snort it out like. It'd be great.
This is ghost chili.
Yeah, ghost pepper.
Ghost chili pepper.
Yeah, pasu. You should see his face, bro.
Try. Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is. Whew. Is it good? Okay lah, not so
I
bad.
don't feel the spice
Yeah.
yet.
I think you should have more. Yeah.
Okay. Before it kicks in.
No problem.
I realized when I reach the social outcast from the outside, it says don't ask for any menu. There's no menu,
Yeah.
right? But before you answer that question, let's go inside through this door. I want to check it out. Check out how it is inside, and maybe we can also see how you
Here, my friend.
you actually cook live, right? You're able to cook for us live.
Can.
Right, awesome. So see you guys inside. Alright, we are here in the inside of the social outcast, the dining area. So back to my question. Why isn't there any menu, or why can't we actually ask you, the chef, about a menu? I mean, isn't it a normal thing to actually ask for a menu in a restaurant? Why?
Why is your voice like sexy suddenly from just now?
Yeah, so because I feel like the ambience gave me that vibe, that sexy vibe.
No. So, generally, in Singapore, a lot of people have this misconception that halal food is very limited.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to showcase that halal food can be a lot more, and there's a lot more repertoire than just your everyday, what you get in the mainstream halal food industries you have. For us, we're gonna play with items that is the poisonous puffer fish. We have items like pigeon. We have items like foie gras. So these are the kind of item you can hardly find outside the mainstream. And on top of that, we work with seasonal items like last December we had salmon chiraco, which only appears 4 weeks in 1 year. So these are the kind of item that we showcase. That we also want to educate the non-halal and also the Muslim customers that halal food can be a lot more than your just chicken, beef or lamb. So with that said, we don't have menu because we work with seasonal items that is appearing all over the world.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So, talking about this concept here, right? Outside, I felt that it's very bright, right? But when I come inside through this door, which is the Kyoto, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly it gets, I feel like a very sexy kind of vibe, and it's not bright. It's very dimmed, and it's focused on the cooking side, right? So there will always be a live cooking while we actually dine in.
Yes, there will be a live cooking on this one, but this is for a lot of other fellow restauranteurs in the industry that who wants to make a jump between casual dining to fine dining. There is a lot more than just being able to cook well. I feel that the reason why there is a separation for the concept outside and inside, we actually psychologically we train our customers' eyes to be able to adapt to the brightness of outside, the eccentric, the eclectic version of the restaurant.
Okay.
And then when we come in, right, the primary focus, we darken out the whole of this dining area only to focus on the brightness or the fire in the middle. That's where the show is. So it gives you a bit of a wow factor psychologically when you move in, right? Down to the even the grass, artificial grass top that we have is also signify that we work with a lot of meat. So it's gonna be my tribute back to where your food is gonna eat. But ultimately, also psychologically, a lot of people nowadays eat with their eyes and phones more than actually their tongue. Before they even do anything, they take photo. So it is gonna be a good backdrop that we do. We figure out when you do casual fine dining, it's not just simply the food. Like I said, the lighting, the ambience, the smell, the color schemes you place, everything plays a part.
The five senses.
Correct. The five senses. It's not just, oh, I played a food good and great and have a seat. Even down to our toilet, we emphasize a lot in terms of the smell that we put in terms of the ambience we want to have in the toilet, which a lot of restaurants fail to see this, right? So this is something that if you want to make a jump from the middle game to the casual fine dining, focusing in food on one thing, but you also need to focus in a lot more areas in terms of the dining experience.
So it's obviously not a typical kind of restaurant you see in Singapore. So it's very rare to see this kind of concept, right? So who are the perfect target audience or the target clientele that you guys are targeting actually? And it's perfect for the social outcast concept.
Unfortunately, right, this concept is not rare in the non-halal market. You talk about the halal market, it is not a lot. I won't say don't have, there is, but it's not a lot. But when it comes to target market, we want to make sure that, here's the thing, we don't sell halal food which happens to be good. We sell good food which happens to be halal. And that alone, right, we have a good form of both sides that actually comes here. If your food is great, your ambience is great, it's not about the race, it's not about the religion of a food or the chef itself. It's just about the service and the great food. People will come irregardless. But if you overemphasize, I think, I do not know if people are gonna agree to this. You overemphasize on a singular race or a singular agenda of market, right? Then you're gonna be stuck with that, right?
Understand.
Halal food does not mean you have to sell pork. Like I let you try just now. A lot of people mistaken that bruschetto that we did, a duck bruschetto that is tasting like pork.
That's pork. Yeah.
It is a duck bruschetto. We cure it ourselves, and like I said, if a person that is from a European heritage and this is brilliant pork, right? They didn't know the difference. Means we can replicate certain things that is halal,
Yeah.
but to that level, I think that is very important for us. We don't really conform in a way that, oh, we must be a specific person that we cater to. Either side. That
So you
means
don't focus on only one of the
No,
race.
no.
It's
good food is for everyone.
Yeah.
And I really believe in my ideology of what is halal to me. Halal to me is not just based on the chalk that you have on the meat or the certificate that's given by MUIS. That's probably just one of the factors of halal. Halal means if you pay me $10 of your hard-earned money, it is our job to pay you back $10.10 worth of our service and our ingredients. We are not here to seek out your approval, or we must make sure that we please everyone. Customer is always right, because different people have different palate. The Malays have different palate, the Chinese have different palate, the Indians have different palate, Europeans have different palate. I cannot cater to everyone, but every single food that comes out from my kitchen is 110%. That is something that we must make sure that that's how halal business is supposed
Is
to be
the
done.
integrity
Correct.
itself.
It's not 990. Even though the customer may not know, but as an employer, as a chef, I know that it's 990, and to me, that is haram. It's not right.
Okay.
We will refund back the money, or we'll try to make amends for this one. So halal is more than just making sure the correct SOPs, but it's also the lifestyle of making sure that every single component, right down to where people paying, making sure that it's halal. That to us is halal.
Talking about the F&B market, right, in Singapore, how do you see the F&B market in Singapore in the next 10 years' time? What do you think?
I top up first lah.
Top up first and eat first.
Yeah.
Let's eat this first.
Yeah.
Top it up first.
The ghost pepper,
Yeah, it's the ghost pepper.
it's addictive, but it's burning my lips. Yup. Yeah, anyway,
Sedap.
I think I might come across as a very negative point of view on that question. I would expect that generally in terms of F&B business is gonna go into a very cold stage where you see the ama, the akong, the makcik, the pakcik, those people who serve hearty food, soul food, is gonna die. They're gonna die of a natural death. Few reasons. Number one, with the increase of rental and the increase of food costs, the normal hawker, bear in mind, I've gone through the whole spectrum. I've gone through the coffee shop, I've gone through the hawker, I've gone through the casual dining, and here I'm in casual fine dining, right? I know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna tell you, right, with that, they're gonna work like a dog to even make that slim profit margin they're gonna do. And even like you say at hawker, what can go wrong, right? Good food, the price point is gonna be okay, you would be okay.
Yeah.
But the problem is there is a glass ceiling for it. How much do you think you are going to pay for a plate of mee goreng
No.
now?
Roughly around $4.
$4, right? Now, Singaporeans not gonna pay more than $8 maybe for a plate of mee goreng.
Yeah.
Anything more than that is expensive.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna remove, I repackage that mee goreng, I'm gonna remove chili, I'm gonna remove tomato sauce, I'm gonna
Okay.
remove egg, I remove meat, I'm gonna remove tofu. Did I say vegetable? Remove
Yeah.
vegetable. I repackage that in terms of aglio olio. Now, Singaporeans are gonna pay more than that plate of mee goreng they're gonna pay. It's
I
already
agree.
accepted.
I agree.
Nasi goreng, for
It
example.
becomes a aglio olio. It
Yeah.
becomes an Italian cuisine.
Correct. Nasi goreng. You remove everything from nasi goreng, plain hot rice with a chicken cutlet spread with a thin layer of teriyaki sauce, and tada, it's a teriyaki chicken don. People gonna pay more than that plate of mee goreng. Nasi goreng, for example. This nasi goreng, Makcik ask for $1 or $1 more for a sunny side up, and then people gonna say that 1-star review is too expensive. Makcik didn't smile. So what you're gonna have is, we're gonna face with, in near future, in the next 8 to 10 years, centralized kitchen food. It's gonna be very constant. It's like McDonald's. Hipster food is gonna be in market, or it's gonna be in hawker places. Yeah.
So you're saying they should go to this direction where they don't sell like Maggi goreng or nasi
think-
goreng or how
Correct.
is
I
it?
think it goes both ways.
Yeah.
I feel that the consumer need to start adapting or start appreciating all this soulful food. These people work very hard for that plate of mee goreng, or that plate of nasi lemak, or that plate of chicken rice that they are doing. I think you need to keep up with the inflation, and you need to be understandable that all their food costs and rentals goes up. That's one thing. Two, I think the government also need to do something about making sure that there is a sustainability form of all these people. If not, you're gonna lose all this culture.
Yeah, you make a really good point because I give you an example. Like let's say we talk about lemak cili padi ayam, right? The chicken lemak cili padi. There's so many rich ingredients, right?
Yep.
To be implemented in the dish, right? But it is not as expensive than other kind of cuisine like Italian cuisine. Right? So I feel that people don't actually how do you say this appreciate. Yeah, people don't appreciate this Malay rich kind of cuisine.
Not only Malay, bro. There are the Chinese.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't eat bak kut teh, but I do know as a chef, there's a lot of work in that dish. People don't appreciate it. And you see about Indian, the curry fish head. I think some of their baba ganoush that they do is pretty much complicated. It's not that easy, and people don't appreciate it. You get what I mean? And yeah, there are people who appreciate it, but these are the older generation, or maybe the middle-aged generation.
Maybe it also goes back to what you actually mentioned just now, which is the 5 senses,
Correct.
right? Because the current people who business owners who actually sell these kind of dishes like Maggi goreng or nasi goreng, they sell it like just because of the food. So there's no other senses that you actually mentioned that would actually increase the value in a sense.
Correct. But as a hawker, you are played with limited stuff.
Yeah.
I can tell you, as an ex-hawker, right? Storage.
How do we tackle this?
Storage is a main issue.
The storage, yeah.
Yeah. You can say this weekend is gonna be, you prep a bit more because this weekend is gonna be busy, but it rains, no business. Tuesday or Wednesday, you think it's gonna be a slow day. Somebody posted your videos on some social media. Suddenly there's an
Blew up,
influx.
yeah.
You didn't have enough. And talking about that, you won't even have enough manpower there because you can't get foreigners in coffee shop. There's no quota for it. So you're gonna rely on family and friends, or you yourself,
Yeah.
right? There is only so much you can do to actually sit down and think about this. You are quite spread thin. And on top of that, you still need to deal with GrabFood, Foodpanda. Some of the orders didn't make it. You need to open your laptop, need to text somebody down there. So, and here you are cooking, doing cashiering, you are doing ordering, you're doing finance backend.
Yeah,
So,
everything.
So it's not as simple as you just gonna go like, let's talk about 5 senses there,
Yeah.
right? So it boils down again to the government policy and also the support of people. I rather be in situation where I have the money, I have the support from the consumer, and then I worry about the government. Then I don't have anybody else in terms of finance, nobody is supporting me, and here I am talking about the government. So I think there is a lot, there's a lot at play there just in 5 senses.
Talking about this, if someone were to actually start up, right? They let's say they just graduated from a culinary school, right? And they want to start. They have that drive. They want to start their very own restaurant in Singapore. What would your number one advice be for them?
Okay. The first question you ask yourself, right? Are you willing to sacrifice your life, your soul, your time, your family, your friends, your intimacy. So basically, the first question, if you're out there, you want to do your F&B business. There's a lot of people who graduated from culinary school or work for X number of years, and then they decided, hey, I can do this myself out there. I feel that I don't want to put it in a way that I dampen their spirit. Take this positively. You need to ask yourself, before you ask about those grandeur project you want to do, I want to end up in a fine dining restaurant someday, I want to do a chain, I want to sell a brand so that somebody else is going to buy, I'm going to sit somewhere having pina colada. You got to ask yourself, are you willing to sacrifice your time, your life, your mental health, your family, if you have a wife, your intimacy? If you're willing to sacrifice all this, then you are ready to step into the entrepreneurship of F&B. It is a tough industry. The thing is, passion alone doesn't guarantee you anything in this industry. You need to be a businessman, and you also need to be good at what your craft is. These two things generally doesn't come together. Sometimes people learn from mistakes they make. I made tons and tons and tons of mistakes. I think a lot of people are not able to work in chaos. So the one character you need to have in entrepreneurship is to be able to work in chaos. You need to be very comfortable being uncomfortable. The business doesn't care if you're sick
Or you're depressed.
or you're depressed. They don't care if your wife is sick, your family is sick, somebody died in the family. The business and the landlord don't care. They don't care if your staff don't turn up for work. They don't care if you are generally not feeling it. The business does not care. So I truly believe that a lot of people have this romantic idea that when you set up an F&B business, you are successful, having pina colada right at the end of the beach, talking to your chefs and go like, oh, it's okay. The truth is, this is gonna happen in a very, very long time. The pina colada is gonna happen only after a long time and a lot of battle scars, a lot of hardship, then you will have it. You don't expect this happens gonna be in a 1-2 year time and suddenly boom. So making the business or the branding up to reach that level is easy, but how do you sustain it every day, every week, every month, every year? That is the hard part. And a lot of this younger generation, they have this one bad habit. They are great at finding the problems. They can write theories of the problem. They can spot the problem. They know the problem, but they are not solving the problem themselves. They cannot solve it themselves. So one of the traits as an entrepreneur, if you want to set up and be an entrepreneur, you need to be a doer. You cannot be, oh, I know this problem, I can tell you what's the problem, but you are not solving the problem. You need somebody who's able to, don't worry, there's a problem, let me solve this problem. Be it big problem or small problem. I came from the corporate world, I came from the industry of, I work for people. So if you want to know how good you are the guy who tell your boss, don't worry, I got it. Let me solve this for you, sit back. That alone is the first traits of an entrepreneur. If you're gonna knock your boss door and tell him 10,001 thing about that problem, but nobody's gonna solve it, you are just an employee. You're not an entrepreneur.
So talking about that 1 or 2 years, right? In average, businesses, especially F&B establishments, they open up, and in average they only were able to sustain around 2 years time, and then a lot of them would actually close down. Only the 1% could actually sustain longer than 2 years. So what do you think is that secret formula to actually sustain longer for these people?
What is the secret formula that sustain? You need to know what's your target market. I think a lot of business, they don't have, number one, right, they don't really understand what their target market is, who their target market is. Two, you need to be able to, I'm talking about SME businesses. The bad part about it, you're small. The good part about it is you're small. So when you're small, you're able to pivot, you're able to change with the trends. So you need to be able to adapt to the trend. You need to be able to switch. If things doesn't work, switch. That is crucial in terms of survival in this industry. Third, most importantly is, at the end of the day, your quality cannot drop. Cannot. So, no matter what happened, right, you cannot compromise in whatever you're pushing out. So a lot of businesses, they start to let go because they get a bit of traction, they get a bit of customer profile, and then they just to let it go because they hired a new chef come in. The problem with that happens is employee are sometimes employee. You need to make sure that every now and then you need to set the record high. You need to set the record straight. You need to set the bar as what you want it to be, nothing less than that. You get it? So there is a lot more than just being successful and sitting back and having your pina colada. So that's why we constantly are inside. We are constantly making sure that our food that's given out to our level of expectation, nothing short of that. And that alone, I will genuinely say that we paid a high price for it. We have high turnover because I don't compromise. But if I were to compromise, I will lose my customer. So it's a chicken and egg problem.
Yeah.
You get it? Yeah.
So based on the experience that you had with the social outcast since 2019, what do you think is the secret formula to the success to where the social outcast is today?
If I'm successful, I'm having this conversation at Malibu via Zoom meeting.
It depends because different people have a different definition of success. So some people out there looking at you, their definition is, I want to be like where the social outcast is right now. So based on their definition of success to where you are right now, what do you think is the secret formula to being here right now?
Along the way, we met a lot of people. We made tons of mistakes. We met people who wants to see us make it, but not better than them. Ultimately, for our survival here, generally is you need to have a rock. I have a rock in my life, and I have a rock in my business partner who grounds me. There are days, I can tell you for a certain fact, there are days that you got burnt out. You feel like giving up. You need to have that rock. I think ultimately is you need to find somebody who's able to anchor you down in good times and bad times. And to strategically, in terms of answer of a business, you need to have a 5 years plan or at least a 3 years plan. You need to make sure that you have a plan wherever you're going, wherever your boat is directing, wherever you want to go. And lastly is the exit plan. So a lot of people start their business without having an exit plan or having a kind of safety net if shit hits the fan. So we have a couple of shit that has hit our fan, and we know where our end game is. We are working towards our end game today. We have met our target that we wanted to do. Ultimately, you need to know where you're going to end up with. So if there is a ship that sails without knowing where that's going to end, the ship's going to be in any place that you don't want to be, man.
Talking about 5-year plan, 10-year plan, and an exit plan, right? An exit strategy. What is that 5-year plan or 10-year plan for the social outcast now?
Okay, so the first 5 years we started out trying to make sure that we need to be at casual fine dining by the 5th year. We are here today. We started every year with jumping, but I will not advise this for people because
It's a spice, It's a spice,
yeah, I won't advise this for people generally because if your business strategy is right, what we are doing is a bit more crazy. I think a lot of money is being pumped. The amount of error is marginal, it's very thin. It takes 7 to 8 years before you build a brand carefully and with standard growth, making return of investment that's correctly. So what we did is we expedite everything, we crunch everything in 5 years. We have strategy that move all this way to 5 years, but I would not also deny that we do get lucky to meet a lot of nice people along the way that supported us, that have actually, we will never forget that even in Tampines, we still tag those micro-influencer food bloggers that have been featuring us. Until today, we actually invited them over where we are today. We do not forget those who have helped us. But we know that we wanted to be in casual fine dining 5 years. In the next 5 years, the plan is hopefully to exit out the market.
Exit out of Singapore.
Exit out of Singapore and to bring the business overseas.
Okay.
And like I said at the first part of our interview and saying that I want to leave.
Yeah.
So I think there are some of the Scandi countries that places like Finland or Belfast that I'm actually closely looking at. Maybe we want to be there in a small little town, maybe small business, enough for me to pay my rent, survive the day and do what I like to do. I think generally that's our game plan. Different people are different. Some people wants to build a brand big, making sure that big boys are watching them, buy over the brand, and that's nothing wrong with that. Or maybe franchise. But my direction is a bit different. I wanna live for a bit. That's how Social Outcast is supposed to be.
So that would be the plan in the next 5 years from now.
Hopefully in the next 5 years or shorter.
Last question. I think there's a lot of people who actually wants to start, right? They would actually want to try out themselves, and they would be hesitant to actually ask people who have done it, right? But I personally feel that mentorship would actually 10 times the speed of your business, because they have faced all these challenges in the industry, right? So what's your take on that in terms of mentorship?
It's like your best friend. You need to find a best friend that actually fits you or what you want to do. Along the way, we met a couple of people who tried to mentor us, and to be fair to them, they wasn't in the same line as us. That means some of the chef, for example, they come from restaurant, they come from big corporation, where money or finance is not a problem, and they don't understand that game. Right? I mean, they work in a different mindset. So you need to find a mentor that fits you, that understood and have done what you wanted to do. That is very important.
It's the chemistry.
And chemistry as well. There is somebody who can actually fits your moral code, your ethics, and how your business ethical code goes. There are people who do things right. A lot of people, they will tell you, this is how we do it. This is how the things is being done.
Yep.
But not many people who do the right thing. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is how the service or this is the industry gonna be. But if it goes wrong in your heart, it is wrong. So you must find a mentor that can swim with you and understand how your flow is. A lot of times they try to advise you. Some they will try to advise you by having their own agenda. Some they will advise you just for the sake of making sure that they reap some kind of financial reward out of you. So there are some genuinely wants to see you up. So we learned that the hard way as well. So you need to find someone who's able to know how your business is, what your business is, who are you, and most importantly, somebody who put you on the ground but without clipping your wings. Because different businesses ultimately have different kind of DNA.
Yeah.
It cannot be a singular, unless you want to open McDonald's, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? If not, it cannot have a template game.
how can they actually find this kind of mentor with through genuine, and what are the things that they can actually look
I
look
think
out for?
networking is very important. I think you need to meet more people who actually can vibe and understand. You see their business model. I think there's a few people that we met and we genuinely talk to them and we understand their struggles.
Yeah.
I think recently we met somebody. I feel that I've been in that position. I know the fear of uncertainty or finance that is being tight, or maybe marketing, or the person is having a lot of mental stress sustaining the business. We understood it. So you need to go out there and talk to people. You'll never know the person that you're talking to have gone through what you've gone through.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So in entrepreneurship, sometimes it's also about the bluff game. I know a lot of people think that it's a good life being a boss or being an entrepreneurship. I have own a restaurant. It means I've been sitting somewhere, shake my leg by the beach. I also know that that's not true. A lot of us are working very, very hard, day in, day out. Outside the social media presence that we shows that I'm having a good life, I'm having fun, but that's just 10% of what we show people, what we do, but 90% of the hardship that a lot of people don't see. So you need to talk to people who can genuinely guide you and save your business. You need to talk a lot of people. I may not fit to a lot of people, but I may fit certain set of people. So you need to know who you want to be, what you want to be, and the chef or the owners that fits your criteria. It's like finding a wife, bro. It's like finding a pen. There is a lot of pen, bro, but there's one pen that is you use for your favorite handwriting. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also feel that especially these aspiring entrepreneurs who wants to start up, right? They look out for only the operation side and maybe the marketing, but they don't also look at the other fundamentals of the business. I feel that is the number one mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs does, right? The new startups especially, because there are, for example, there are like pillars.
Yeah.
Right? There's marketing, there's operations, there's accounting, there's manpower. What else? Inventory. There's so many fundamentals. It's
Yeah.
like a pillar. So I feel that they have the in terms of cooking the food, it's nice, but they feel that that's just enough. If the food is good, then people would actually come. You don't even need a marketing. What's your take on that?
That works probably 20 years ago.
Because of the current era, right?
Okay,
It's about the digital era.
Correct. The digital era, right? A lot of people don't understand. They do not have the patience anymore. They do not value much tradition. Because today, if you see TikTok, you see social media, right? Everything is fast-paced. Once it hang, you switch to another platform. You don't even wait for that 10 seconds of hang.
Very short span of attention, yeah.
Correct. You get what I mean? So people don't have that attention span anymore. Last time you can have nasi padang or chicken rice for heritage, 3 generations. People will appreciate that. But people don't appreciate that now. Because if you don't change or come up with something new, you're out. You are a has-been.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same goes for even song. Right? Last time we can remember the lyrics of, say, the top 1 Bon Jovi or whatever. Right now, I can't even remember who's on the top 1 or top 2 list or Billboard. They keep changing. So one thing they need to know, right? It comes back to that point. You're able to adapt. You're able to pivot.
Yeah.
And you need to be very comfortable being uncomfortable, because once you change is uncomfortable. You need to be very comfortable with that.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So the business has to move. Your mee goreng doesn't work out, figure something out. Change. You get what I mean? You cannot just sit on it and hope for the best. It doesn't work like that. So ultimately, same goes for social media branding marketing. The branding marketing is not as it used to be. One trend will last you 2-3 months. Now the trend shift every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. New trend come, so your angle of marketing has to change as fast as your food. And then you want to go into the change of your concept, your colors, your food play, your ambience have to change fast. So the key word here is you must be able to change fast and be very comfortable with change. Yeah.
I agree. So there's a lot of business topics that we can actually talk about, and especially in the F&B line. And the good thing is that Inspiring Tale is coming out with Inspiring Tales podcast, and we're gonna cover a lot in terms of the harsh reality on the F&B industry to start up a restaurant, and also other fundamentals of business as well. And yeah, I will actually invite you when we have launched our podcast. And is there any other last thing that you actually want to say to those watching right now?
I heard of this quote before. I can't remember from where. I think before anybody wants to be an entrepreneur, you should be very afraid. You should think as many times as possible. But once you take that leap of faith, don't be afraid. There's no areas to be afraid. It's about fighting the war and don't look back. It's about shifting the game. It's about moving forward. It's about fighting. You got no space to worry. You got no mental capacity to be scared. But before you even take the launch, you got to be afraid. Think of every single areas before you even make that leap.
Thank you so much. I really respect your journey from 2019 in a small, humble coffee shop hawker to where you guys are, which is a casual fine dining. Really very inspiring, and thank you so much.
Let's go one for the road.
The last one.
Ghost pepper.
Oh my god.
One for the road, my friend.
I need a washroom after this.
Well, come on, man. I take a lot. You take a lot, lah.
I took a lot. You saw I took a lot.
Okay, let's go. Okay.
Hey.
Cheers. Oh shit, sorry.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And I'll see you guys soon. Ciao. Oh my god, terus ya.
Rabak.
Rabak.